What up YouTube, Topaz Jake's back for another review, and this one is that J-Rock Redemption, and it is exactly what I thought it was going to be, an underachieving project that Kendrick really needed to come in and save the joint, you dig? And I'm not going to throw all the shade towards J-Rock here, because what he does best, it is showcased on this project, you dig? Like, he's not that great of a lyricist. He's not that polished with the flow, but the things that he does best is deliver you real talk from individuals that have lived in the struggle. Now, he doesn't deliver these in the most potent of ways or anything like that, man, but he does drop some dimes every so often, you dig? Like, the way I look at J-Rock is when you look at the whole New West sound and all of that, man. Like, you look at individuals like YG, you look at individuals like, say, Nipsey Hussle and all that, man. Like, there's a sharp difference here, because when you look at guys like YG and all of that, they're doing West Coast gangster music. Like, regardless of what they're doing, they're showing you this is what the gangster streets music is all about. And the quality of that music is overtly secondary. It's more of, we're just delivering you this message. Now, when you're looking at dudes like Nipsey Hussle, like, first and foremost, he tries to deliver quality music. And then after that, he tries to deliver a little bit of a message or so, you did. And I personally prefer Nipsey Hussle over the New West, like guys like YG. While you look at guys like J-Rock, he more leans towards the YGs and such. Now, if you want a better understanding of how I feel about this project, I did review 3 songs already, and that was The Bloodiest, it was King's Dead, which was also on the Black Panther OST, and then I also reviewed The Win. But let's go ahead and jump into this project, man, starting with the songs that's specifically showcasing the best that J-Rock has to offer, man. Starting with the song ES Tales, where this song is overtly him talking about the struggle of being in the projects, and he's delivering us stories based upon that. Like in the first verse, he's talking about individuals that where loyalty overtly goes wrong, where he's talking about a guy that was loyal to somebody else who ended up killing somebody for this individual, and then he goes to jail for it, but this guy that he was loyal to is not being loyal to him at all. These are hood stories that consistently happen over and over. And then in the second verse, I like how he was talking about, does Black Lives Matter? No way, because the cops get promotions and all we can do is pray, and that is real talk right there. That goes back to when they beat up Rodney King and all of that, because if you guys remember, that's what sparked off the LA riots and all of that, when they let these police get away with that. But then, not that long ago, I think it was like 1-2 years, they came out saying specifically all of the officers that were involved in beating up Rodney King, they all were promoted within the ranks of the LAPD, and now they're the ones who were in power putting individuals in place. So it's no coincidence that we are still getting slaughtered out here like this. Now, like most of this album here, man, I didn't feel as though the production really stood up here. Like, that's really one of the main things that's lacking, that he really needs in order to be successful with dishing out the music, man, and it really doesn't pan out. The next song that I definitely want to talk about was the Broke song. It's not really dropping great punchlines, but he's overtly talking about things that are very important. The basic concept of this song, you can tell through some of the bars that he's spitting, like how he said, it's either you chasing this money or you living righteously broke. And that's just factual when you look at black Americans today, you dig? Like, if you're not in the streets making moves, trying to get this money, for the most part, there are plenty of people out there who have found a way to find their own success without hitting the streets, man. But realistically speaking, the vast majority of people are raised in the streets. And he also said that nobody is trying to pay full admission to get on the gravy train and such, and that's another real thing, because like, most people out here, they're trying to take from everybody else in order for them to catapult themselves up. Nobody wants to pay the dues necessary to be a success out here in life. How he also said that you can't play the streets and say that you positive, because that's a direct contradiction. And that has some truth to it as well, man, because in order to survive and thrive in the streets, you kind of gotta have some negative about you, because everybody else is going to try you regardless. Now, the only song off this entire project that I really enjoyed was that Wild Freestyle, and that's why I said that this was one of those projects that Kendrick definitely needed to come through and pretty much save it, because on this song, it's dope because the production is fire, and how he's going back and forth with Kendrick, how they're both feeding off of each other's balls and such, man. They're showcasing the chemistry in which not very many people are able to do this and make such a quality song off of it. And I really enjoyed it. Like, on top of certain bars that Kendrick Lamar is spitting, like how, okay, all he got is the Diesel, he could put Shaq on, in which the Diesel is Shaq's notorious nickname. By far the best song off this entire project, you did. And the last song I definitely want to talk about was that Redemption, where this is a core concept here where kind of can tie into the overarching theme of what he was trying to do with the entire album, seeing as though this was the title track of the album. Now, this song is J-Rock thinking back to a biking accident that he had, thinking of what if he would have died then, and kind of seeing how things would have played out. Like in the first verse, he's talking about how if he would have died, all of these people would have been at his funeral, man, and they would all be fake. They'll all be laughing somewhat. They'll all be trying to have like a good time, even though it's like one of the saddest things, and that's just a reality thing that we see in our community all the time. And he spits some facts on how Instagram is a dead guy's best friend because they all getting likes, but yet you're not getting those likes when you down bad and need assistance. And that's not the greatest bar, but yet that's just real talk. While in the second verse, he's overtly talking about the things that he wished he could have did differently, which is interesting when you break it down. Like, you're thinking that, okay, this is if I was dead, but you're not dead. So therefore, these things that you saying that you could have did differently, you got the opportunity to do them right now, right? But yet, the thing that he was talking about that he would have did differently was treat his woman better because she was like the only rider for him. Now, overall, there was some interesting concepts on this joint, man, and he was saying some notable things, even though they weren't written in the best format. They wasn't like direct punchlines of metaphors or anything. He's just giving you the real talk from the streets right here, man. But seeing as though I only liked one song on here, the production is lacking all the way through, man. It overtly came off as Kendrick needed to come through and save this joint, man. That's why I'm giving this a 3 out of 10. It's still worth a listen, man. You're gonna get one pretty decent song out of it, man. But that's really about it. I hope you enjoyed the show. You can follow me at Twitter up there. And you can go to downloadpads.com, that's down there, to read today's article.